Hey, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on this. You probably did because, like me, you love an old HQ tonner, the old HQ work tradie, which has just come in. A mate of mine owns this and he wants to sell it reluctantly, but it's not practical for him at the moment. So what we're here to do today is we're going to start doing some minor repairs on this. We've got a little corner to patch up here. The boys have already started it, a little corner there. We've got a couple of dents just randomly, a little one on the bonnet. You can see we've just done a little skim on that here and there, but and a few little bubbles poking their heads up in places. So we've got a little rust section down here. So my mate Mick, he already cut that out and plated that. So thanks Mick, doing part of our work for us. But we're going to give this a full closed door respray and make it look beautiful and presentable for a sale. So follow this one, been a really good before and after. It does look tidy now, but in just a moment you'll just see how much better it's going to become. And we found a little rust bubble here at the bottom of the corner of the driver's door. So we just had to grind that back to the metal and grind and treat the area, and then they're just giving it a skim with some filler there, straighten it up. And on the inside of this guard, it looks like at some point maybe the door was catching it and it's actually torn a bit of the skin back. So we've got to cut that off and fix that up. So we might have to take the guard off to do that. We'll just see how we go. Yeah, otherwise, it's a good ute. The roof's nice and straight. It doesn't show signs of any rust through the rear of the cabin and around the glass. So we'll probably leave the glass in for this respray. This isn't a full restoration. I'll say again, we are just tidying it up. Give it a nice coat of paint, and the bonnet, other than that one dent over here, is very straight, clean and tidy. And we've got another dent on the top of the passenger guard. We've just put a little bit of nicky in there. But other than that, yeah, just a few little paint chips and scratches to feather out before priming it. And I don't even know if we're going to put it in a full coat of primer. The paint is in already reasonably good condition, other than the little patch areas we're fixing, just like door edges, all the usual things. You know, you get all these chips on door edges and places like that. We'll feather out, maybe put a few little primer patches here and there, but I think just a really good rub down, mask up and coat of paint is all this little girl needs. All right. Yeah, boys, I just got confirmation. It's a 253 with a three-speed Trimatic gearbox and a Salisbury diff. So just a nice little economical V8 cruiser, running strong, 3-speed Trimatic Salisbury diff. And there it is. You can see the last person that painted it has masked up the rear screen rubbers, and they've got quite a bit of paint on them, so we'll scratch that off. But I'll use some lifting tape. Got some J tape. It's got a hard edge on it. We'll slide it in behind that rubber if we can, if it's not too tight, and try and see if we can pull it over a little bit, allow the 2-pack to get in behind there. I really want to avoid having to take the glass out. I think that's an expense we can do without, and there's no signs of any rust behind that rubber. So one way or another, we'll tidy that paint off it. We'll clean it up and yeah, make it look a lot tidier. And the good thing about these is you can mask in just around. There's a little bit of a void. You can get in behind there. And again, little sign of a surface rust where it's chipped, but we'll just clean that up and keep the trimming on there.
They've been refurbished.
So what are they called again, Troy, these wheels?
Hot wires.
Hot wires,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
They look really nice, don't they?
Yeah. I think they've been refurbished, but yeah, no, they suit the style of the car.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, suit the era.
They suit the era of the ute. Yep. So this is sort of what these utes had on them. These are the shoes they wore back then.
Pretty sure, yeah. Mate, the old tradie pack.
Yeah. Troy a little bit older than us, so you know he'd know a little bit more about the Kiwis when they came out. Okay, we're just about ready. Everything's done. We've masked it all off. I've just got to give it a prep sole down. I just wanted to show you this. This is called trim tape. If you're not a spray painter, you might not know, but every spray painter will know what this is. It's got a hard nylon edge there, and what we do is we use it to tuck in behind trimmings, such as door rubbers and around window seals and belt moulds. Now, I have used this trim tape on this job. You might ask yourself, why hasn't he pulled the belt moulds off and taken the rubbers out? And the short answer is these belt moulds are very stubborn. I was trying to get them off, and although I know I could get them off with some force, I don't want to bend the little teeth that hold them in or the belt mould itself. So I've been able to work this trim tape just in behind it. You can see it slots down in there quite easily, and then you just give it a little push and tack it down, and it sits right in there behind the panel, between the panel and the mould itself. So that'll allow the paint to get right up in there without actually getting on the mould. And we've done that all the way around, so it's going to be a nice, easy removal process without any paint on the trim or mould. So that's why we've used trim tape for this, just because it's easier, and removing and refit wise, we don't have to worry about any sort of breaking or damaging of the product. Other than that, I just wanted to show you how we mask the bottom of the vehicle because, like I said earlier, the chassis is pristine. As you can see, we mask our paper off from the chassis, from right at the point where the body colour stops, and tape it right down to the floor. I do like to tuck it in right under the vehicle, so that way when the airline I'm dragging the airline around the car, it's not going to rip the paper or the tape. So that's tucked in nicely under there. And there is no way overspray is going to be getting under there. I mean, traces might get under there, but not so much that you're going to see it hardcore on the chassis. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, what I've finished the sanding process with prior to painting is 400 grade wet or dry sandpaper. Now, as you know, I don't usually finish with anything less than 800 if it's a clear over base, a metallic colour. But being a high build direct gloss, it's a high solid, 400 is more than fine enough. So, I mean, even 320 or 240 you could probably get away with. But for me, 400 is the magic number for a high solid. All right, just going to use my little 3M Series 2 smart gun. This little gun never lets me down, but the needle does get sticky in there, so I'm going to lube it up with a little bit of thinners. Just here. Just get a bit of lube in there. That just frees up the needle. And sometimes you connect the paint and you turn it up and the paint starts screaming out of there, out of the fluid hole, just because it gets a bit sticky. So a little bit of lube. All right. Just want to make sure it's stuck, so just lifting it up, I know that the PPS pot is stuck to my lid. It's all sealed. Okay. Let's rock and roll. All right, I always start with the roof. Start up the high and work your way down, but always the top sides first. Roof, bonnet, if there was a boot lid, but you know what I mean, top to bottom. Another challenge is going to be trying to get in behind here. Look, there's no way I'm going to get full coverage in behind there, but I'm just going to do my absolute best. Removing the tray wasn't an option, so we'll see how I can get my angles right, and hopefully it looks good enough. left over, just enough for maybe a touch up here or there. I've noticed a speck of silicon, one tiny little speck. I'm going to dot a little bit of colour into. Other than that, really good finish. I really flogged it on. So no doubt I'm going to get some runs and it's going to flow out. I've got a very slow hardener in this because I want it to dry very slowly. I don't want any oil or anything like that. So I feel that as it sits over time, there might be a couple of runs here and there. Places like in the gills here are prone to run. This one doesn't look like it's starting to, or maybe a little bit there. But you know, it'll run onto this flat surface and I'll be able to block it out. Other than that, really nice, clean paint job. Just have a walk around this side. So yeah, you can clearly see a couple of sags here, and a little run here and here. So this is direct loss with a really slow hardener and 10% reducer. So it really does want to fall off the pedal. It's quite a warm day, a good warm afternoon. So you know, the booth is at a good temperature. I'd say it's probably around about 28 degrees to 30 degrees in here. It's pretty hot and sweating. But yeah, you know, when you flog it on like I do, you get a lovely flow out finish. But you do have to take care of a couple of nasty runs, which, you know, I'm trained to do. I can get rid of those without any issues. So I'm happy with that paint job. I do find it so satisfying unmasking. Unmasking. I hate masking, but I find it satisfying unmasking. It's like revealing the result properly. There are parts of unmasking that do frustrate me. Just got the spoon tape in the jams. It's this foamy, spongy stuff. Comes off nice and easy. Yeah, I'm getting more fond of that spon tape, Byron, that you use. That spon tape, yeah. I'm getting more fond of it in the door jams. Yeah. It really does just block it up nicely and it comes off easy.
Yeah, it's a bit more consistent.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one thing I've noticed is we've got this really nice looking cab now, freshly painted. But what doesn't look really good is the sides of the tray. So that white there, it's all chipped up and it's got rustiness all over it. So I think just to make this job even look better and better for the sale, we're going to just grind back all that side of the tray there, clean it right up, mask up all the timber and just give it a freshen up, a quick blow over with the outer body colour just to tie it all in. So then the cab matches the tray and it looks mint. So what I got on my buzzer here is some 180 grade sandpaper, hookets. It's going to grind the hell out of it. Now it is just a tray. It doesn't have to be 100% stripped back, just nice and smooth. So when we paint over it, it looks really nice and flat and shiny. And that's all we're going to do. Just going to give it a nice smoothing off, try and get as much of the surface rust off as we can, and then give it a paint job. Oh, look, a sneaky little bit of overspray got on the glass. That's all right. Nothing a razor blade or a bit of steel wool won't fix. Must have got through maybe the lock hole or something like that. Just get a little razor blade onto it. Just be careful not to cut the rubber. All right, so I'm going to show you how I get rid of this little run on the gill here. It's just crept over onto the flat side of it. Just going to outline it with my marker. I'm going to start with some coarser 1200 wet or dry sandpaper. A little bit of water and 1200, squirt it up. And you'll just watch that marker disappear as the run disappears. Just always keep it wet. Allows the sandpaper to stay clean and do its job. All right, now 90% of that marker's gone, which means 90% of the run's gone. I'm just gonna reduce my sandpaper down to 2000 grade. Always like to finish with a really fine grade. I might even go over it with a 3000 Trizac on my orbital sander. That's it. Shiny and smooth. I thought I got overspray on the window. Does that look like overspray to you?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Is it sandblasted?
I tried to get it off with a razor blade, inside and out. I think it's been sandblasted.
Yeah, probably when the window was down. Is there a hole there?
Well, we didn't sandblast this.
Yeah, no, somebody before you.
It's been sandblasted and it's gotten through the
When the window was
the
down.
side mirror hole and it's blasted the glass. There you go, people. That's what happens when you sandblast glass. It looks like overspray. For a minute there, I'm thinking, oh, we've got more overspray on this thing, but it's sandblasted. All right, not our problem. Yay. Wow, check this out. You wouldn't know it's the same HQ that came in here just over a week ago, would you? Nice fresh coat of paint, every little sort of defect fixed up, every little patch done. I mean, it's just to freshen up, but what a change. All right, I just got off the phone with my buddy and I can confirm this QE is for sale. So if you like it, if you're in the market for a tonner, feel free to reach out to me in the comments for a number and a way to negotiate there. But like I said, tell me what you think. What do you think a car like this is worth? I mean, let's just have a look at everything. We've got a Salisbury diff. Comes with a B&M Pro Ratchet shifter. Actually quite tidy seats and door trims. In really good condition, hood lining in good condition, and dash too, no cracks. It's always a win. We've got a healthy little 253 V8 motor, just a nice little cruiser, economical V8, doesn't cost a fortune to run, and very reliable. We've got the GDS grille, we've got the gills in the guards, everyone likes gills, they just make it look tough, and we've got a brand new paint job, which I would value anywhere between sort of $7,000 and $8,000. A closed door respray, a couple little patch jobs, and now just a very tidy, straight, clean HQ tonner. All right, yep, and we've also got the hot wire wheels. Gotta love the hot wires. And let's not forget the fire extinguisher. Yeah, baby. Well, that's it for the tonner, and you know what I say whenever I finish a tonner? Another ton bites the dust. That's such a dad joke.